again, as always, back to the Matat channel. I always welcome you here, because you're always welcome. Yes, I come bearing bad news, unfortunately, guys and girls. We have in our midst a bad product. I know I bought, so you don't have to. Now we all saw, well, some people might have seen my reaction to the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer, which I did have some afterthoughts of, which were pretty giddish. I still have thoughts about it now, and precursor thoughts and excited thoughts, but I digress. Anyway, sorry for the knee bumping, it's my knees, I have quite excessively long legs. Anyway, with properties like this come the products, and with the products come the price tags, and with the price tags sometimes, usually, come the really bad things. Enter the Ghostbusters Proton Pack, which was made along with its other counterparts last year. 2 years after the Ghostbusters 2016 scenario, but a year before Ghostbusters Afterlife. But obviously it's made in the running of the film, of course, because they have to run this merchandise in between if there's hype for a movie coming out, and in between the games coming out, of course. I'm just going to show you the box for this. First off, though, I just want to shout out Spirits Halloween, which is the company that made this. Good job. You made a really expensive product for me, a European, purely because of the fact that I could only find this on eBay, and I had to spend a lot of money on this. And might I just say, for a movie fan that has to geek out on eBay and spend a shit ton on a product that is literally made out of recycled McDonald's plastic, and then to have it not work, and also be falling apart at the seams, and also falsely advertised on the box, is kind of insulting. So without further ado, let's get into this gem of an item. By the way, I paid cheaper for all of these things inside of this cabinet. Just keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. All of these things were cheaper and far superior. So here is the box. As we can see, they spared no expense. And from just looking at the box, we can tell that this prop sustained damage during transit. I'm one of these people that has this thing where it's like, oh, if it takes damage during transit, I alphabetically put my Blu-rays and DVDs in order, and my games. So when this kind of stuff happens, I take it kind of personally when I spend this kind of cash on stuff. And I'm not saying I'm a billionaire. I'm saying that this took a lot of time to save up for. Since I was a kid, I wanted the Proton Pack, and when this stuff happens, even though it's just a box, this kind of got to me because it was on the outside packaging, and then there was, insulation kind of for this, and then I saw this, and I was like, it must have been a pretty hefty whack or press against the box for it to sustain this damage. This is the only damage on the outside of the box, but still, it kind of, got me a bit pissed. So, but let's have a look at the box. What does it say? Product features: realistic light up and sound features. Mine doesn't. Light up, removable one with push button activator. Mine doesn't do that. Adjustable straps, one size fits most. When you see this prop, guys and gals, if you recognise the Proton Pack from the movies, you'll know that the straps that come across the backpack straps are navy green, like, you know, military-esque, like that dirt green. These aren't. Yet this claims to be a movie replica of the Proton Pack. But, you know, enough of me talking about it. Then we see it again being sported on the front. And we can see here there are there are 3 cables here, which there's not on the product. In fact, there is only 1 cable, and you can tell there's 3 cables because there's a divide right here. There's a divide right here. You see? Cable there, cable there, cable there. So there's 3 cables that come down into 1 bit there. There's also an added detail on here, which actually isn't on the prop that I have. And also the stickers aren't accurately stuck on my Proton Pack. And there was actually a devoted video made about the Proton Pack on YouTube as well, saying how small it was and how you know, inaccurate the stickers are. And this bit on the side here, this metal bit, the screws are metal. That bit's plastic. In fact, the majority of this is literally just plastic. The tubes are hollow plastic. The whole thing is hollow plastic. The back is foam and cardboard. So basically you're buying, like I said, a McDonald's toy. So without further ado, like I keep saying, let's reveal the main guest star of the show. So let's put you down there, because you're basically the insulator of the guest star. Let's see if the wand doesn't fall off. I'm going to have to hold on to that. So here is... Hold out that. Here is the guest star of the show. As you can see, I might have to do a flat version of this. Wasn't prepared for this, but oh well. You have to have a look at my Tony Stark get-up. So I'm just going to move you around like this. How was your day? I'm so professional, guys. Like I say, I am purely a naturalist when it comes to this kind of stuff. I am literally how you see me. What you see is what you get, alright? So literally, I am handheld now, guys. So like I said before, there is no detail on this bit whatsoever. That ring that you saw, it's not here whatsoever. In fact, there is detail on this little bit right here, which is not apparent on the box. On the box, there's no detail on this little bit right here, but there is on the actual prop. So I'm wondering if they misprinted that instead of putting on here. This sticker appears to be off-center, along with this one, which is immediately off-center. For someone that's like me, the 3 strands that you saw in the box, like I said, you only get 1, which you can literally tell from the get-go, which really shows, because like it's so thin. Like, you know, it's blatant. It is literally the most blatant thing you can see. And the plastic up here, you can tell what screws and what is plastic, due to the shine, probably. But yeah, I mean those are the only 2 metal parts in this, probably, which are the screws. But yeah, this is very plastic. I'm surprised the dog didn't go off then. And also, an added bonus comes with this. Every time you try to pick this up, the wand will always want to separate, because it literally is attached via a little ring like this that sticks out. That kind of looked a bit sexualized. I didn't mean it to, but literally this is how the wand is attached. Like that. Literally, that's what attaches your wand. So literally, if you were to just go like this, I'm barely like touching it. And speaking of the wand, it's attached by the sorry, I can't speak today. It's attached by this lovely, should I say, lovely vacuum hose, again, which is very hollow. And your on-off button is right here, displayed on the prop with a sticker. You can take it off, I suppose, but very, yeah. Again, this is not reminiscent of the actual prop because the wand is extended. This is a very small one. If you ever played the game Sanctum of Slime, this is actually reminiscent more so of that one than it is of the Ghostbusters prop. And this says Deluxe Prop on the box. It says Deluxe Original Replica Prop. And this has more defaults than it has originalities with it. And it has more false advertising that I've seen than any other props. There goes the dog. Now if I'm to flip this over, so it's, there you go, hello again. Flip this over. There's a lot of jiggery pokery going on, guys, and I do apologise for this, but I am no professional. My advice, if you want professional reviewers, either check out Ashens or Vote Saxon 07, or was it 06? But those two guys are great. So he comes to the backpack, and like I said, guys, I should have done this before. Why didn't I do this before? Duh. He comes to the back right here, and no green straps. These are black. These have been turned black for some reason, or like a very weird sort of like beige sort of brown in the light for some reason. It's a very odd choice to go with because it's not actually the original colour. It's very weird that they went with this choice. And even if you actually look at the top section of this, actually isn't even. I'm not twisting this at all. But if we go like this, the actual glue doesn't make the straps even at the top. Actually odd. And if I turn it the way around, you can tell that the straps aren't even at the top because one sticks out, see? So the straps aren't evenly stuck on the top. And you can see on this one, see that white stuff at the back? That's the glue that sticks it on. This is all glue right here, like this. That's all thin glue. Like there's a load of it. See how that's how light it is. That's how hollow your proton pack is. This is supposed to be, and I quote, a nuclear accelerator, or something on the lines of that. Sorry, Ray. A thermal nuclear accelerator, I believe, and it's that light. But yeah, it's very and this is how it's attached on the side of the wand. That's your attachment scheme. Look, all the screw holes as well. It's very, well, it's not very secure. Literally, just insert like so. That's it. And like I say, it's very non-secure. You walk around and you have this real big issue. And the seller actually got in contact with me, and he said, about the precarious inclinations of me using the item. And I said, well, the item shouldn't be precarious to use anyway, because it's supposed to be electronic, it's supposed to be used, You know, it's not made out of delicate materials. It's made out of, you know, plastic. It's made out of stuff that's 14 plus. So it's not like a designer prop like my Blade Runner gun, which you can find in my videos. A plug. But no, like, this is supposed to be something that you can both have as a prop, which you can sit in a cabinet, like I've got my nice cabinet over here. You can't see it all, but all of these, like I said, I've paid less for, and they're just way better. And I just would never have this thing sitting in there. It's abhorrent, and it upsets me because, you know, every Ghostbuster has their Proton Pack, and this thing, I'm glad I was able to get my money back on it. Like, the seller was very generous. He was a very generous fellow indeed, but he did treat me as if I was a bit of an idiot. Oh, like, I won't lie, the guy did talk to me and whatnot, and he did say, have you turned it on? Have you turned the Proton Pack on and off, and have you made sure that it's, you know, sustainable and the batteries were okay? And I was like, I'm not a 12-year-old, I know what I'm doing, you know. But we did work out and negotiate, and I got my money back on this. But yeah, very, I would say it's a very dodgy product, especially when you're literally able to, this is when I got my money back, able to do this with the product and barely touch it. So this is what's inside your product. Literally lift up this, look how much glue there is there, barely any, right? And this came up, barely touching it, right? And then a thin layer of cardboard, and then you're inside it. So that's basically it. And I had someone recently say they would take a look at this to make it work. So I'm looking forward to trying to get this to work. I'm looking to get the stickers redone. I'm looking to get the one to stay on properly and have it extended. I'm basically to rehaul it, and for them to claim, and I quote on the front of the box, deluxe replica quality, classic. That's what they claim. They claim this right there, and they claim that right there. Classic. And if you are wanting to know who made this, like I said, it'd be these guys right here. Spirit Halloween. Now, I did go ahead and buy some more products from these guys, but this was at the same time, and the other products I bought from them did work. Different seller on eBay, but these products did work. I bought a ghost trap, I bought a PKE meter and a walkie-talkie, and they all worked. They all felt great, and yeah, they're brilliant. It's just that the best thing out of the bunch seemed to be the thing that failed the most, and I can't see how this, you know, can be the one that's claiming to be the overlord when you're comparing it to something, say, like, I don't know, let's take a look in here. And this is a lesson to all of you that want to collect props that are, say, unique or that of distinctive function, for example. Now, I'm not going to put a Marvel one because a lot of people are going to know what these Marvel ones are. So I'm going to pull out a unique prop that I think is worthy of notification. I'm not sure, but I think the guy stopped doing this. I can't remember who I got this off, but I absolutely thought this was fantastic. So many years ago, when David Tennant was still running the joint of Doctor Who, there was an episode called there was the Vashta Nerada, like in the library. Silence of the Library was the episode. It was a two-parter, and in that, this was introduced. It was River Song's Diary, and everyone wanted this, but you can only get a small version about yay big, and it had like 5 pages, and that was it. And they did the same thing with, you know, the Doctor's Diary, which upset a lot of fans, including myself. Anyway, this person, who's on Etsy, I believe he was on eBay, and he put this on Etsy. He literally went and he did all of these pages like so. He deciphered all these pages. Literally all these. I'll try and find you a good page. Even getting these, like, what is a good one? Blink. Sally Sparrow. There we go, look. Just absolutely fantastic work that's gone into this. And like I said, this was cheaper. You know, and you can't compare this. You know, I mean, the research that went into doing something like this, it's unfathomable. And I think this is actually a leatherback as well. So this is leather. This is a leather diary that has been distressed and made to look like the screen used prop and has all the stuff inside of it. And you then compare it to this, and there's no comparison. There is literally no competition. Pardon me. You just there's nothing besides the brand name, and you know, you just got to be careful, I suppose, when you're buying these things. And this is a morality tale, I think, to many who are like myself, that want to buy these things and become these kind of characters and want to live out their fantasies. And hopefully I'll be able to get this thing to work. But I think this is more of a precautionary warning to people out there, not to try and spend too much money on these things, because you never know what's going to happen. You could spend £100, £200 on something, and it could be a success story. Or you could spend £300 on something, and it could be a complete failure. But you know, this is just my unfortunate tale of this. You know, I've had many success stories with these, not so much with that Deadpool up there and the Marvel products. A lot of these things were like from Etsy. I would recommend going on Etsy for a lot of products. But yeah, I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below on what sites I should visit to try and help make this thing look better, and what I should really do to try and give it that original 1970s, was it 70s? No, it was 1980s. I think 1980s Ghostbusters vibe. You know, because I know that people have weathered theirs down a bit and made them look a bit more rustic, because this looks way too plasticky. I know for a fact it just looks way too perfect out of the box. So yeah, I definitely need to get like that new sticker pack that's going around eBay and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah. I hope that you're all doing well, and yeah, this is Matt signing out, and as always, I love you 3000.